This Cage Radio presentation is brought to you by Lucas Dyer at Fit Nutrition. He's a licensed and certified sports nutritionist. He works with both pro and amateur MMA fighters as well as jiu-jitsu practitioners. Would he really be the nutritional writer for Jiu-Jitsu Magazine and Collateral Damage MMA if he didn't know what he was doing? I don't think so. So give him a call today at 857-265-8655. And don't forget, tell him Mott sent you. Mott's Cage Radio, long MMA weekend. Started out Friday night at Bellator. It was a decent show and whatnot. There wasn't a lot of electricity moving throughout the crowd and whatnot. I think when you don't know who some of these fighters are, it's hard to get excited about what it is that you're watching. And it was just kind of bizarre because, you know, most of the shows that I've been to, one, it starts with the national anthem. Two, there's usually some sort of announcement that the show's about to start. And obviously fighter walkout music and whatnot. Doors open for the fans and for the media at 3:30. First fight's at 4 o'clock. We're just sitting there, you know, bullshitting and whatnot, and all of a sudden I look up and I see Brandon Cash is in the cage, and I'm like, wow, is it just starting like that? No national anthem, no, hey, everybody take your seats kind of thing. This William Ritchie cat, they drag his ass into the cage, and then the announcer, his name escapes me, says, welcome fans to the Bellator live stream, you know, something to that effect. And they're basically just streaming this thing online. There's no walkout music, no real fanfare. I mean, you kind of had to be paying attention and notice that the fight was starting and whatnot. So, kind of bizarre, you know, how Bellator got the party started in Visalia, but whatever. And then the fight with Brandon Cash and William Ritchie, both guys just exhausted after the first round. Second round, they can barely do anything in the cage. Cardio, major factor in this fight. Such a factor, in fact, that this William Ritchie cat, who's 10-1 out of Corona, California, actually quits on the stool. So Brandon Cash gets the win. And other than Elite MMA's Kane Carasosa, those are the only two local fighters that won on the card. So the Brian Travers fight, he got choked out in a guillotine that just left him face down on the canvas. I have really no idea what was going on. Like, it was just kind of bizarre. He didn't tap out. He just went to sleep. And I can't remember how many seconds. Like, it was under a minute, like 53 seconds, something to that effect. Maybe less. I don't remember. But yeah, that was a wild fight. Oh yeah, Javi Ayala won too. That was a good fight. He starched his opponent with no time left on the clock. So basically, with 4:59 on the clock, threw a right hand and put his opponent to sleep. Big John McCarthy called a stop to the action, and the official time was 5 minutes of the second round, I believe. I think it was the second round. Might have been the first, but it was a bizarre knockout. The show, you know, like I said, not a lot of people in the crowd. Maybe 1,500 people. After Kane fought, he took most of the crowd with him. So Kane, obviously a huge ticket seller, a reason a lot of people came out to the fights that night and whatnot. And he looked good. Some people thought that he lost the first round. I don't know. I guess you could say that. But second round, triangle choke is a wrap. So props to him. He's a damn good-looking prospect and whatnot. And I would imagine we're going to see him at the next level someday. So good shit. Biggest surprise of the night, LeVar Johnson came out there, Took one punch to the face, 23 seconds. It was a wrap. So basically, he went down straight face into the canvas, and then his opponent basically just blasted him 3 times, kind of woke him up from his slumber. And I believe Michael Bell was the official in that fight. LeVar just kind of came up and took a ghost swing at him and whatnot. He was completely out of it, and he thought the fight was stopped too quickly, but he was out. He was done. And for me, that was the biggest surprise. And then Chet Congo, he was the main event, and whatever remaining fans that were in the building definitely enjoyed that fight. I went to the post-fight press conference. I didn't ask any questions or anything. I didn't really care. I just wanted to see what the hell they were going to do. And I don't know. It was kind of interesting and whatnot. I didn't sit up in the media row. I don't give a shit about that stuff anymore. Had a good time. Saw Zoila Frosta there, so she'll be coming on our show here shortly. I'll reach out to her. She's got a fight coming up. I believe she said it was December 7th. So her and her sister both on the card. Obviously, George Gurgel in the building as well. He was at the post-fight press conference. They had a fighter, Jason Butcher. I'm trying to look on this card. Yeah, that was the middleweight tournament semifinal, and he fought this cat from Denmark. And that was a bizarre fight as well. Obviously, Jason Butcher, being out of George Gurgel's camp, wanted to take it to the ground. But this, I guess it's Mikhail, didn't want to, Parlo didn't want to engage in that, basically kept it on the feet. And that guy's face was a fucking mess after the fight and whatnot. So, like I said, pretty uneventful card. I expected a lot more from Bellator, but it's like, I've seen so many MMA fights in my life. I've been to so many events now. I don't know. Maybe I just want to see people actually die in the cage. I have no idea. Some of this shit just bores the fuck out of me. It's almost, turned into boxing in some aspects where I just, no matter what, I just can't get into it. So, whatever. Then last night, super pissed off. 559 fights, obviously, at the Fresno Fair. Not pissed off at 559 fights, but I'm very fucking pissed off that I had to miss 75% of the fucking Raiders game, which takes precedence over everything in my life. I don't care if you got a funeral, if you're getting fucking married, if you're like my family that tries to get the family together a week before Christmas so everybody can be at the family dinner, etc. and so forth. I haven't attended a pre-family Christmas dinner in 15 years. I will not, under any circumstances, miss Raider football. And last night, I was fucking beside myself trying to keep time at the fights and keep an eye on the game. So I want to thank everybody out there that was, including the fucking Raider haters, for sending over the information via Facebook, text message, etc. and so forth, keeping me posted on the score. My man Big Trip, who's a huge Raider fan, said nobody ever. He's actually Niner trash, but we'll get into that. He was texting me or hitting me up on Facebook, letting me know, how the Niners were doing during their game, and I didn't really appreciate that. And then the Dodgers winning last night, that's another thing that fucking pissed me off. So between the Niners winning, the Dodgers losing, and me missing the Raider game, I was not a happy camper, to say the least. But 559 fights absolutely put it down last night. They have a big video board out there at the horse track. I didn't even realize this. I didn't even think about it. But Crunchy had the video going, and they had that linked to the video up on the screen. So everybody that was sitting way off into the grandstands, basically the fights took place on the infield of the horse track, and all the fans and whatnot that didn't buy the cage side seats or the VIP seating were delegated quite a ways away from the action, and we had people in the grandstands as well as the standing area down below. Fucking place was packed. We estimate between 2,500 and 3,000, so Absolutely phenomenal turnout. The fights were great. I don't even remember what fight it was. Somebody won their fight, came out, puked all somewhat in the cage, somewhat out of the cage, and definitely all over somebody's shoes. So somebody's shoes were sitting right next to the stairs, and those were covered in puke. So that was awesome. I've seen a few fighters puke in the cage when they got out of the cage, etc., and so forth. A couple of times at 559 fights. One time we were in, I think it was Redwood, California. Dominic the Fallen Angel and myself doing play-by-play commentary on the stream. It was a MMA Muay Thai event. I don't remember what the fighter's name was, but he puked into his glove, and then the other guy kicked the glove, and basically puke just blew everywhere. I have to say, the pukey KO knockout, PTKO, I guess. Have to say that was probably the craziest knockout I've ever seen in my life. All the officials and everybody on that side of the ring, that was a ringed environment, covered in fucking puke. That was absolutely awesome. Then they're all trying to come over and sit by me. I wasn't having none of that. Get you and the puke and every fucking thing else away from me. So, continuing, basically 559 fights. I can't think of another amateur event anywhere in the state that I've ever been to that's had that many fans. So shout out to the Fresno Fair. They call it the Big Fresno Fair for a reason. They do it big, and they definitely helped us bring quite a few people to the action. We had a great time last night. Definitely looking forward to running that back next year. And based on how many people were there, and all the beer that I'm pretty sure that the fair sold, you can bet your sweet ass that 559 Fights will be back at the Big Fresno Fair next year. So we actually did 3 fair events this year that they whoa, knocked the whole set down, that they actually commissioned 559 Fights to be an act at. So Hanford Fair, Tulare Fair, then the Big Fresno Fair. So I like that. I like being a part of the whole fair action. Takes a little bit of the workload, actually quite a bit of the workload off the crew. So props to the 559 Fights crew, Jeremy, Joey, and everybody else. Our cage crew, Alex Perez, my man Carlton, who is new on the crew, but definitely one of the hardest workers. He gets it fucking done every time. I want to thank all the sponsors, Core Sports Nutrition, Fight Gear for You. If you have not been to Fight Gear for You and you're a fighter, you should just walk right into your bathroom and look in the mirror and just punch yourself in the fucking face, okay? Because Fight Gear for You, they've got all the gear. That shit is no joke. There's some fan shirts in there and whatnot, but if you need a gi, a mouthpiece, gloves, boxing gloves, Muay Thai gloves, wraps, anything that if you were a fighter, shin guards, whatever that you would need to train, they have it. And not only do they have it, they have lots of it in stock. So please go check them out. 1735 Mini Wawa in Clovis. Tell Jeff or Diane that I said that I sent you. And if they're not there, the only other person in the mix would probably be my man Nick. And we're trying to get Nick into the cage and whatnot. So definitely looking forward to that. Best Damn MMA show, as you can see, the banner behind me, put out by MMA KO Industries. Located in Nevada. If you guys need banners, etc., and so forth, $55. No one's going to beat the price, okay? As far as banners go, that's the spot to go. You can hit me up. You can hit up MMA KO or MMA KO Nevada on Facebook. They'll take care of you. So definitely tomorrow night, looking forward to the show. We go live at 6 o'clock. Lamar, the Lion King Reed, I totally forgot that was his fight name, so I'll probably have to change the poster and whatnot. Mike Christensen was going to be on the show. He's having a little bit of scheduling conflicts, so actually I'm going to get an interview with Michael Christensen today, and we'll probably replay that tomorrow night. But I will have an interview with him shortly here, and I hear my phone going off in the background, so excuse that. But basically, Mike Schneider, who is the new general manager at MMA KO, handling all. He does the writing over there. For lack of a better term, he's a coalition writer, so he sends his stuff over. He just did a great article on 408 fights. Quite a few photographers in the mix now. As MMA KO and Cage Radio, the coalition is starting to meld together in some capacity to bring you guys as much of the local shows and whatnot that definitely aren't on TV, and unless you have a ticket, you wouldn't really know anything about. So definitely looking forward to that. Andre Feely, want to congratulate you for a signing with the UFC. Not exactly sure when he's going to fight. I would assume it's going to be in the Sacramento show. So we'll have to wait and see. Could be before that. But Andre Feely, Max Griffin super fight is definitely something that is not going to happen. So I guess Feely doesn't get to eat all the cheeseburgers, et cetera, and so forth that he would normally be throwing down to get his weight up in the 170 range. He'll be cutting down to 145. And, that's a much-deserved contract and whatnot. So definitely looking forward to seeing what Andre Feely does in the UFC. And then I'll try to reach out to him. Maybe next week we can have him on the Best MMA show. I'll reach out to him. We'll see what we can do about that. And just a lot of really good stuff going on in the MMA community. So I want to thank everybody for your continued support. Never thought that I could make it into the top 1 million websites. And now I'm in danger of breaking into the top 800,000 websites in the entire world. So lots of traffic, lots of good stuff going on to Cage Radio. I apologize that I mean, honestly, I just don't have as much time as I used to have to do all this stuff with all the websites that I'm building, other MMA related stuff that I'm doing, including 559 fights, and then especially all the real estate stuff that I've got going, whether it's buying houses, fixing them up, selling them, flipping them, whatever you want to fucking call it, wholesaling houses, and basically just negotiating deals throughout the real estate industry. So I really enjoy doing that shit, and it's kind of been my focus for the last 6 months, and starting to churn away and get that going. So again, I want to thank everybody for your continued support. I will have an interview with Mike Christensen here shortly. Tomorrow night, live, 6 o'clock, Best Damn MMA show. Lamar Reed, Mike Schneider, and Darren D.C. Crisp. So Darren D.C. Crisp will join us and talk about his last fight at the Tachi Palace and exactly what went on with that and exactly what he's got going on to the future. And we may even set a day and a time and a golf course to actually see what DC has to offer on the links. So anybody that plays golf, I think I'm just going to have to start ceremoniously going out and kicking your fucking ass on the golf course. I'm in no danger of stepping into the cage with you, but if you step onto that fucking green grass, I'm going to show you who daddy is. And I'm in no danger of fucking losing to any of you. And if I do, hey, yippee-ki-yay, props to you that you can not only fucking kick my ass on the golf course, but you could kick my ass in real life. But I find it hard to believe. So there'll be a Jacob Jeff slang. There'll be a fucking Richard Goodman fucking slang. I don't know, DC is a fucking golfer. There's a couple other guys that claim to play golf. A lot of guys, John, claim to play golf until we get out to the golf course and you fucking see who can really fucking play golf. Because I don't play from the fucking white tees, okay? White tees are for bitches, okay? You might as well play from the fucking red tees. And I don't even play from the blue tees most times. I play from the fucking tips. And I can't wait to fucking show you fuckers who daddy is, alright? So for everybody, War Raider fucking Nation, War Cage Radio, War MMA KO, and fuck all you haters. And that's pretty much all I got. So for everybody at the show, as always, good night now!